Nothing beats a JetBlue Game 7 in Toronto. Mariners, Jays, tonight. Nobody on planet Earth, and I mean nobody knows. Nobody has any clue what's going to happen here. And if they say they do, they're lying. Unless that person is me. Because I've looked at the numbers, and I'm going to tell them to you, and you're going to go, this guy's right. It's already written in the stars. This is the Hold My Ball podcast. Let's get to business, baby. There has not been a series in recent memory where I can think about how many times I've flip-flopped from team to team. I can't think of it. I don't know that there's ever been one, to be honest with you. Before the series started, I said Jays are winning this thing, obviously. No doubt about it. Too much firepower. Games 1 and 2 go by. Boom. Mariners are up 2-0. I said the Jays don't stand a chance. I think this is going to be a sweep. They might sweep them. They got the pitching. They're going back home. Games 1 and 2 in Seattle. Boom. Jays put it on them. Crush them. Never mind. I got the Jays. Those bats are not cooling off. There's just no. I think this thing ends 4-2 Jays. Game 3 happens. Mariners 6-2. All right. Never mind. I kind of think the Mariners got the momentum. They got the magic. They're going to Toronto. They go to Toronto. They lose. Series tied 3-3, going to a game 7. And I have no idea until I took a look at something. And here's what I'm going to give you the logical baseball person thought, and then I'm going to give you the Jake Savicki. It's written in the stars, and I think you're gonna agree with me. You're gonna be like, "Yep, this is it. This is it. This is how it goes." Let's take a look at something first. Jays offense in the regular season. This is what the normal person would say: hits per game, number 1 in the league. Doubles per game, number 2 in the league. Ks per game. Now let's go to home runs per game. Number 10. So they are first in hits per game, second in doubles per game, 10th in home runs per game, and number 1 in the league. This is, I think, what makes them so incredibly dangerous. Number 1 in the league in strikeouts per game. They have the lowest strikeouts per game in the MLB, and they also have the number 1 hits per game. Do you think something correlates there to where if you stop striking out like the rest of the league does, you're going to get more hits, you're going to get more runs, you're going to do things better than a lot of other teams? This is the best hitting team in the league, the Jays. 100%. It's 100%. Better than the Dodgers, and I'm a Dodger guy. Do the Dodgers have more superstar firepower? Yeah, but do they have 9 better hitters? I don't know that they do. I truly don't know that they do. There's a top to bottom with the Dodgers that can get you everywhere. They can all leave the yard on you. They can all put together the at-bat. They can all do what they have to do because they play truly as a team. But this Jays lineup, it never ends. It just doesn't. Springer, hot. Vladdy, unconscious. Let's look at Vladdy real quick. He's having, to me, what appears to be about as good of a postseason as you could ever have. Maybe the best ever. I haven't looked at a single other season or a single other person, but I can't imagine a playoff series or a playoff run in 10 games as good as Vladdy's having. I just can't. I mean, this dude is hitting like 500. I mean, legit 500 in 10 games. 18 hits, 6 homers, 3 doubles, 11 runs, 12 RBIs, and here's the kicker. Here, my friends, is the kicker. 2 strikeouts, 2 Ks for Vladdy, who's hitting 500, 18 hits, almost 2 hits a game, 6 homers. That's more than 1 home run every 2 games. It's 1.2 homers a game. Or 1 home run every 1.2 games. I don't know. I'm not real good with that kind of stuff. But I know that what Vladdy is doing is very, very good. It's very good. And it's incredible. And I think it deserves to be talked about every time anybody talks about the Jays. The Jays offense in the playoffs. I told you the regular season. Look at the playoffs. They're third all time with 67 runs through 10 games of the playoffs. Through 10 games of the playoffs, they're 5th all-time with 19 home runs. And through 10 games of playoffs, they're 2nd all-time with 46 extra base hits. This offense is insane. Absolutely insane. All signs point to being at home, having the much better offense as far as a consistency standpoint than the Mariners. All signs point to them winning this game. Kirby's pitching, and I believe, who else do we have? Kirby pitching for the Mariners. I know I saw this earlier. Now I got to see it because we just started talking about it. Tomorrow, we got Kirby versus Bieber. Okay. All signs would say the Jays just kind of hammered Kirby a little bit. Bieber just dealt. This is the Jays. The right pick is the Jays. But let me tell you something, and you're going to want to pay attention because this is as close to an absolute truth as you're going to get for a prediction. Games 1 and 2 in Toronto, the Mariners, they win both games by a collective score of 13-4, okay? 2-0 collectively outscored the Jays 13-4. They go back to Seattle. Game 3, the Blue Jays even up the score. They win. Guess what? 13-4. They win 13-4. So after 3 games, it's run total 17-17. Pretty crazy, right? It is crazy, but guess what? It gets a little crazier. Game 4, the Jays win 8-2. They win 8-2. The series is tied 2-2. Unbelievable turn of events. Game 5. The Mariners. Do they win 8-2? No, they do not. They're saving that. They win 6-2. Great. Not a big deal. They're up 3-2 in the series. Game 6, back in Toronto. What does Toronto do? You guessed it. They win 6-2. Every score in this series has a match. Every score in this series has a partner. Except for one score. And that's 8-2. Jays over Mariners. And in order for perfect symmetry in numbers, not even sure if that's the right word, but there is no other way this series ends but tonight in Toronto with the Mariners matching, bringing the partner, your hand in mine. 8-2 to make the series an even 35-35. 7-game series. Mariners move on to the World Series to get their ass kicked by the Dodgers. I'm telling you guys, this is what's going to happen. If you know baseball, you know these things happen. You know they have to happen because baseball's got to stay the weirdest, craziest, most unbelievable storyline sport there is. And I am telling you right now, tonight, actually, you guys know how I do this. I film at night after the game. I say tomorrow, but really you're going to see this today. So tonight, Game 7 in Toronto. I don't know how. I don't know the storyline, but I do know the last chapter. And the last chapter is the Mariners winning 8-2 and moving on to the World Series. To go see the Dodgers, who have been sitting for a long time and will have been sitting for even longer by the time this World Series rolls around on Friday. Now, do I think the Mariners can beat them? I do, but I do not think they will. Of the 2 teams left, who has the better chance? It's got to be the Jays. It has to be. There is no way, there is no possible way to beat the Dodgers if you don't hit the ball. You're not going to silence their bats enough. They have pretty much been semi-silent, to be honest. They're not outscoring anybody by 1,000,000. They're not blowing anybody out. They're not doing what the Jays have been doing. This is the only way they lose is if the Jays get in there, because the Jays have the ball in play ability to match Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glasnow, Sasaki, Vesia, Trinan, Banda. I know a lot of guys have the ball to bat ratio going pretty well right now against the Dodgers pen. But when it comes to those starters, you're going to have to be able to not strike out. And when you don't strike out a lot, you put balls in play a lot. And when you hit balls in play a lot, you up your chances of putting balls in play hard. And when you just so happen to be the team on the year that has the number 1 hits per game, the number 2 doubles per game, the number 1 lowest strikeout ratio per game, and you're number 10 in home runs, and to add on that you're in the playoffs, and your playoffs right now through 10 games, you're third all time with 67 runs, you're fifth all time with 19 home runs, and your 46 extra base hits are second all time. So not only were you the best team all season long offensively, you are now also very hot. That's the only way somebody beats the Dodgers. Unfortunately, I've already given you the script, and it's Mariners 8-2. So the Mariners are going to roll in. They may or may not get one game against the Dodgers. Maybe, maybe not. My spidey senses say they will get one. And the Dodgers are going to finish 13-2 in the 2025 World Series playoffs. That's their record. Back-to-back for the first time since I think like 2001 or something. I don't even know. The longest major sport without a back-to-back winner, without a back-to-back champion. And people want to complain about, baseball is getting ruined. You know what? Look. There's not a team in the league that couldn't afford to buy one of the players the Dodgers bought. There's not one team. Not one team that couldn't afford Snell. Not one team that couldn't afford Glasnow. Not one team that couldn't afford Sasaki. There's not one team that couldn't afford Yamamoto. There's not one team that couldn't afford Freeman, Betts. These guys nobody wanted to pay him the money the Dodgers wanted to pay him. If you wanted the Dodgers not to have a super team, there should have been about 6 teams throughout the league who each bought one of these guys to stop that. But you know what the problem is? The Dodgers have built culture that people want to play in. You don't think Blake Snell was up in San Francisco calling Glasnow going, "Hey, bro, how is it down there, dog? Is it good?" Glasnow's like, "Get down here. I don't care if they give you 10 mil less than San Fran. Trust me, get down here. Get over here. Let's win World Series together." I promise. I promise that these guys were building something. And it's not just superstars they brought in. There's 5 to 6 dudes on this team that are staples, that are good, that are proven veterans that have been on this team for 5+ years. There's a nucleus, there's a core of guys that are unbelievable. And then they just threw in a bunch of superstars with them because that's what those guys built. So what you're seeing is a dynasty that has been in the making for, in my opinion, 13 years. These guys have made the playoffs 13 straight times. And when you're the Dodgers and getting to the World Series isn't good enough, winning it is the goal, these are the moves you make. So I'm excited. But I'm telling you right now, mark my words one last time. Mariners tonight, 8-2 victory in Toronto over the Jays, going to the first World Series ever. Ever. And it's going to be amazing. I'm most happy for the fans, to be honest. Mariners get there. I'm pumped for the fans. This is the Hold My Ball podcast. Thank you for listening. As always, I'm Jake Savicki. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever, because I always like asking you guys for help when it's free.